Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. This one is all about tiling and grouting, and let me tell you, it was a slog. It was very tough. I learned a lot along the way, and my top tip for anyone out there that wants to try this themselves: hire a professional. Honestly, it was really hard. It nearly destroyed me. It sucked the life out of me at some points. However, I am very proud that I got these tiles stuck to the ground and the walls and got them grouted. And so maybe I try it again, but it was really a difficult job for me to do as a first timer and also as a perfectionist. Tiling is very finicky and it's easy to see where all the imperfections are. So if you're someone like me with no skills, but someone who expects a high standard of themselves, it's pretty tough. So I got the work done, the shower tray is finished, everything's grouted, and I'm excited to share that with you at the end of the video. I still, however, don't know if the shower tray actually does what a shower tray is supposed to do. I haven't poured any water down this thing yet, so I'm going to take this jug to the shower tray and you'll see the test at the end of the video. So hopefully all the water goes where it's supposed to go. Hopefully the slope is correct. Hopefully the drain lip is how it should be. And hopefully the water goes away as planned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe. I'm on the push for 10,000 subscribers. If you like the video, give it a like. It really does help my stuff get out to more people. And for now, let's just get straight into the work, and I'll see you at the very end for the water test. Here's a familiar sight for you. Some gloomy, drizzly, cloudy weather. It's not horribly cold or wet out here, but it's not wonderful either. Unfortunately, I'm working inside on the shower. Today is the video where hopefully I get these tiles laid finally, grouted in place, and by the end of this video, if I'm not using my shower, I will be very disappointed. So I'm putting a big push on to get this all done, and hopefully I'll also get started on the clay wall that separates the living area from the bathroom area as well. And it's just started raining, so I'm going to flee inside and get to work. I'm still set up for when I did my little flurry of activity before ice skating that you saw in the last video. This little guy is in his usual spot. These things are still in place. They're going to come down so I have space to work. The power stations are out. Let's turn this guy back on. It was getting noisy earlier because I'm currently in a cloud and my solar is getting low. And this little guy is over in the shadows of the bed, living his best life. And as for me, I'll be hanging out in this shower corner, trying to find a way to attach tiles to the sides of the walls, filling in all the little gaps that I missed, and trying to figure out what to do about the step. I have a feeling that doing this step and connecting it to the front, making everything kind of match up on the inside of the shower is going to be quite difficult, but I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm mostly looking forward to having a working shower. So first things first, let's get this giant pot out of here, and come on, giant pot. And yeah, I don't know, measure some tiles and see if I can figure out how to cut them. Okay, first things first, let's get rid of this barrier. It does not need to be here. I'd actually like to sand these as well at some point before I put them in place so they don't shred my hands up completely while I'm working with them. Oops. And then I guess I need to go into the inner reaches of the shower, and I've got this whiteboard marker, and I guess my idea is to sort of just mark the tiles roughly to make some cuts, and then for this longer bit I have this kind of snaky section of tile and go from there. On closer inspection, now that I'm down here, things look good. Everything's fastened nicely to the ground, but you've got kind of some wonky tiles, so this one's kind of shifted over so there's no space in between these two tiles to lay the grout. And yeah, there's some other issues here and there, but for the most part, I I'd say it's a pretty good effort for the first try. So just something like that. This has the potential to be very janky. This wall is crazy. I'll probably end up curving the corners of the shower tray to match with the corner of the wall. And then I think along the sides I'll go 3 tiles high, and that just protects the lime a little bit from splashes, and yeah, makes the shower tray a little bit more self-contained. It all seems to make sense in my head. Who knows? Okay, and for this one, I guess I don't really know. It's kind of like a full tile almost there. Something like that. And over here it goes to less than a half tile. A little something like that. And so I suppose if I connect this dot here with a straight line over to this guy, that'll give me the place to cut. Okay, that's that one. Let's try this guy. All right, so this one, I'll go something like that. And I guess I'll take it off here. Actually, that works out well because, as I just said, I want to do 3 tiles high. So this piece has all the tiles, it's intact, and I can use this in the future when I start doing the sides. So let's just stick this guy over there. Okay, let's see. So it looks like this sheet will mostly fit in place because the wall is so incredibly crazy. So let's do a line from there and then down to maybe about there, and then I'll draw a straight line, and I'll try to get the tiles cut along that line. I don't think I need a gigantic blue line. I can probably get away with a pencil mark. Maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. First. Second. And then I have these guys. They've already got the blue line, so let's just go for it. So somebody in my comment section suggested that I could possibly just nibble away at the tiles using these instead of using the angle grinder. I did borrow the angle grinder from my friend Roger, but I'm going to give this a try first, because if this works, it's going to save me a lot of hassle, because I think using the angle grinder would involve having to tape them down. This is very positive. Very positive indeed. Okay, this is going to be what I do. And this is going to save me a huge amount of hassle and setup and the annoyingness of using power tools. So it's not perfect. It's going to be pretty jaggy, but this portion of the tile is going to be sort of underneath the wall tiles and then covered over with grout anyway. So it doesn't have to be a beautiful, perfect cut where it goes against the wall. So I think this guy is going to do the trick. Okay, before I get too carried away, let's see if these more or less fit in there. That guy will go in the middle. That one needs a little bit more work. Okay. I think this could be my solution. The difficult ones will be this one where I have to nibble off a long straight line, and this one because I want to do it while keeping the tile sheet intact. Just nibble, nibble. So this is going to take a while, but it's weirdly enjoyable with this thing. It's very powerful, and it just kind of smashes right through the tiles little by little. So it's a slow and steady kind of thing. And I'm just going to get on with it and prepare all the tiles so that I have everything ready so that when I mix up the tile adhesive stuff, I can just get it all done in one go. So hopefully this keeps going as well as it has so far, and I'll see you guys again very soon when I'm ready to lay the tiles down. Okay, tiles are cut. It's a nice fit. I've got these little strips here that will go on the side. I've also managed to cut this little tiny thin strip to fit in, and I have 1, 2, 3 little triangles that will hopefully fit in nicely in this corner here as well. Something like this, and I will make them fit. I've also cut a whole bunch of strips of tiles that are 3 wide because that's what's going to go along the edge, but I'm going to take these away for now because I think what I want to focus on first is getting the floor done, and then I'll move on to the sides once all these bits are secured. I've also put some silicone around the edge of the drain. The drain instructions actually suggested either using silicone or grout, so what I'm going to do is grout over top of the silicone because it's quite deep. I've got this little gizmo to lift the drain up, and I just want to show you kind of what's going on with the drain. It's definitely pretty robust. So there's a little lip here, and I'm going to basically put the grout going from the top of the tile down to the lip of the drain all the way around, and so that'll mean that it just blends in and fits nicely with the rest of the look. That's the idea. Fingers crossed it all goes to plan. One of the main frustrations of tiling for me is how messy it is. So I'm going to do my best to work a little bit tidier. I've got my bucket of water. I've got a smaller mix with an easier to access tray. And I'm hoping it makes everything much more enjoyable. I've laid out all the tiles in their spots, hoping this light will make things a little easier to see. I've got those corner ones. I've got this long narrow strip here. I've got this bigger piece here, and then the strips on the left. And I guess I'll just start at the corner, work my way around, and see how I go. And hopefully I'll also get a few sheets on the sides with the mix I have as well. So I think I'm going to do things tile by tile for the smaller pieces. So just buttering the back of them and sticking them in place, I guess, which could be very unorthodox, or it might be the way to do it when you're working with these small individual tiles. I truly have no idea, but it seems like it should work. No, that doesn't really seem like it's working very well. Okay, plan B. I'll put a glob of stuff there and add the tiles to the top. Oh man, this stuff is so sticky and difficult to work with. There is definitely no love lost between me and tiling, that's for sure. Be very happy when this job is done. So I'll let that set for a bit, and then I'll come back and scrape the in-betweeny part so I have space for grouting afterwards. I definitely thought that that would go on a lot more tidy, but as I said, I can clear off between the tiles with a knife, and hopefully all will be well. So it means that I am a little nervous about this long piece. This is going to be pretty tricky, I think. But it's not going to stick itself on, so I'll just have to do my best. I think my strategy is just go messy, get it on, tidy it up after. Because I don't feel, at least with my skills, there's definitely no way of doing this without creating a complete and total mess. But hopefully, after I clean it up, nobody will ever know what has transpired here. Unless, I guess, they watch this video. Tiling as an amateur is a perfectionist's nightmare. Just have to be happy with good enough. It's stuck down, it's sort of spaced evenly, and as long as it serves its purpose as a shower tray, I will be happy. Obviously these little bits at the side aren't so important, and a lot of it will be covered up by the wall pieces, but yeah, I don't know. It's all a learning experience, and I'm really going to be proud of myself once I get this finished, and I'm having a glorious shower. Okay, this sheet seemed to go down a little bit more to plan. It's all still very messy, but there are no surprises there. Although it probably needs to be squashed down a bit more. Okay. Yeah, alright. I'm pleased with how this is going. More or less. It's definitely tricky, and it's definitely tricky to film. And so I'm going to put the camera down for now, finish up the tiling on the floor, probably do a few panels on the walls, and you'll see me again when I'm ready to hopefully finish off the rest of the shower tray and think about this step, which I have a few problems to solve with that, so I've got some thinking to do. But for now, it's all about the tiling, and it's all about the tidying after I tile. So I'll see you again fairly soon. So I've been hard at work in this shower tray. I didn't get it done, and that's because I'm tired and I have some friends coming over tonight, so I've got to tidy up. But I'm really pleased with what I did do, and that's because I dealt with the weird stair. I wasn't exactly sure what to do here, but I've decided to build it up to 2 tiles using some of the tile adhesive stuff. No idea if that's good or bad. And I've also managed to go around the wall most of the way, maybe half of the way. And I've got everything laid out. I've got all the pieces cut for tomorrow. I've got these little strips to go on kind of in like an arc around this way. And I think tomorrow morning I'll wake up nice and fresh and I'll be ready to tackle this and finally finish it off. So I have a couple hours to tidy up my place, get ready for some friends coming over tonight. I have little shards of tile all over my house. They were basically firing everywhere as I clipped them off, so that should be fun, and I just need to give my place a nice clean. After a bunch of days of gloom and rain, we have a beautiful, lovely evening, and I should probably spend it outside, but I do think we've got at least a couple weeks ahead of sunshiny days, so I've got plenty more of this beautiful weather in my future, and I don't mind being in the shower for hopefully one more full day of work to get this whole thing tiled and grouted. But now I'm gonna go back in and tidy up and look forward to some friends visiting. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow from the bottom of the shower tray. The weather outside is absolutely incredible, if a bit windy. This guy's in here enjoying life. And I'm about to get started again back in the shower tray. I definitely made way too much mix, but that's okay. It means that I won't have any excuses, and hopefully I can get this completely finished. So it has been many, many hours and a lot of toil and frustration, but I have a shower tray and I'm mostly happy with it. There's definitely weird parts, oops, including this where I must have just stood on it or smashed it with something. So this needs a little bit of repair. Everything's a little soft and weird, but for the most part, I'm happy. This transition from one side of the shower to the other is a little odd looking, but I'm happy with it. I wasn't actually gonna continue on. I thought I was too tired, but I had the mix, I have everything out. I've already created a massive mess, so I figured I might as well just continue on, and I'm really, really happy I did. It's taken a lot out of me. It's been a really long day, but I'm really pleased with this, and I'm hoping I don't have to lay another tile for a very, very long time. Okay, the tiles are down. I really couldn't be happier. It's turned out mostly as expected. For my level of skill, I'm really pleased with the results, and I'm looking forward to, sort of, the grouting process. It's something I've never done before, so I'm a bit apprehensive. I'm excited to give it a go and hopefully learn a new skill, but because I've never done it before, there's always that little unknown, a little bit of worry about how it's gonna turn out, but I'm excited to tackle it. And that'll happen tomorrow morning, so I've got a bunch of tidy up to do in there, and then I'm gonna switch focus to chopping more of these bits of wood to size to build up the wall in between the bathroom and the living area. I'll sand them, and I'll just get everything ready to go so that once the grouting is finished, I can possibly start assembling that, and then eventually start to put clay on the wall, which will be very exciting. So I'll see you again tomorrow, where I'll show you the final cleaned up version of the shower tray. I'll attempt the grouting, and hopefully we can get started on that wall as well. Hello there, sir. Hello there, other sir. It's been 2 days since last we spoke, and that's because I had to actually wait for the tiles to dry. I used quite a bit of tile adhesive to build up the step, and this part was still quite squishy, and I obviously didn't want to start doing the grouting because it involves a lot of pressing. I didn't want to move anything out of place, and so now everything's fully dry, and I'm ready to move on to the grout. But before I imprison myself in the shower tray for the next few hours, I thought I'd take a walk down to the garden because I have something really beautiful I'd like to show you. First of all, less beautiful, the sawdust. Hello there. The sawdust has stayed in place, which is extremely positive. I'm very happy to see that. Excited to continue with the paths. And the beautiful thing is my stunning plum tree in full flower. This thing is looking really, really healthy and happy, and it's just absolutely lovely to see the trees starting to come back to life after a long winter. And now back inside I go into the prison of the shower tray. I've read the instructions, which fortunately are also in English, and I'm not going to use the entire bag. I'll just use bit by bit. So I'll start with some water. My friend told me I wanted a toothpaste consistency, so I think I'll just get a little bit more powder in there, and that will be good. I was actually a bit nervous that I added too much water from the get-go, but I think it's going to be okay. That sounds pretty good. Plenty of people have told me that grouting is way easier than laying the tiles, but because this is the final stage of a really long process, I'm a bit nervous, but I just need to get into it because the mix is going off and I'm on a bit of a timeline, so I'm going to film what I can, and then hopefully everything goes okay. First step, use this guy to get the mix on the tiles. Ooh, and I forget about masking taping the drain. Let me just pull this middle part out and I'll try to figure it out as I go. I was really hoping to film more of this process, but I feel incredibly rushed. So I've kind of just been going for it. It's really tricky because of the tight space. And the small tiles have obviously got more little nooks and crannies to push the grout into. And there's walls, and yeah, it's been pretty tricky. But I think it's going okay. One of my big fears was that it would dry really quickly and leave a film on the tiles. But I've kind of been wiping as I go after the amount of time that I'm supposed to do it. I think it's like 15 minutes. And I probably am supposed to be using this mix-up within 30 minutes. That's what it says on the package. And I could be pushing that right now. I think it's been about 30 minutes since I got started. So the camera's going away. I'm going to focus on finishing this up. And you'll see me soon with a, hopefully, a nicely grouted floor. So I've been sponging the grout off, the tiles, and that's the part I was most worried about. I think I saw a video online about this specific product that says it dries pretty quickly and it might not be the best for beginners. So that put the fear into me because that's what I had and I wasn't about to go out and buy something different. So I was nervous, but it's looking like it's all good and I kind of love how it looks. Let me finish the sponging and wiping, and then we'll do a great reveal. The sponging and wiping phase is finished. The grout is in the cracks. I'm filthy, I'm tired, it's hot back here, and I'm ready to not be in the shower tray anymore. But I'm very proud of myself for finishing this off, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's go take a look. I still have some tidying to do before everything fuses together, but I'm so excited to share this that I'll do that after. I've got some grouted tiles. I'm really happy with the color I chose. I like that it matches the interior of the tile. I think it looks really cool. And then inside the shower tray, which was very tricky to do, I think I've managed to pull it off. There's definitely some parts that look a little weird. The drain was a bit tricky to do and I still need to clean it up. So the shower tray, the tiles outside in the bathroom area are finished, and I would really love to just chuck a bucket of water onto this tray to test out the slope and the drain, but I have to wait a little while. In the meantime, here's what else I need to do in here to finish it off. I've got a couple more layers of this to do. I've got to fasten the shelf on, figure out a way that I can take it on and off easily. I need to buy the shower head that matches the tops, figure out how to fasten that on there. I need to, when I build the lime up, I'm gonna have to bring it down and sort of come over in a bit of a lip so that the water wants to shed off onto the tiles rather than getting stuck behind there. And then, it's not technically in the shower, but I'll probably get started on this wall, separating the two spaces. I've cut and sanded all the pieces of wood that I need, so I'm ready to go on that. I just want to finish off a little bit more inside the shower, so I have this kind of access point. It just makes things a lot easier. So I guess the next time you'll see me is when I'm pouring a bucket of water onto the shower tray. Okay, it's a brand new day. The grout has hopefully had time to set and it's time to do our water test to see if this shower tray actually does what it's supposed to do. So let's go inside and give it a go. The moment of truth. But you know what? This little pot of water just doesn't seem adequate. Let's go big. Let's test it with that. Here we go. Okay, I don't see any pooling, and it looks like the drain has drained. Let's remove the drain and see what's happening underneath. The grout looks like it's sort of leaning in the right direction. No water's pooling on there, and I really couldn't be happier. I'm so pleased with this. I just wanted to point out a little mistake that I might have made that could be useful for anyone else making a shower tray like this. It's the step. I didn't give any consideration at all to sloping the step in that direction. I actually feel like it slopes in the opposite direction, which is kind of bad news because it's quite likely that the water will rain down from the shower head and then some of it will go on the step, and then that'll want to come out this way. So that was a mistake. Something that seems obvious now, but wasn't obvious at the time. So other than that step issue, which might be a problem, or it might end up not being a problem at all, everything I think went according to plan, and I really am honestly proud of myself for pushing through the pain. It really was a painful process at times and very frustrating, but I'm happy I pushed through, I persevered, and I really think that the final product is very beautiful. And there are some imperfections here and there. I definitely did things in a fairly unorthodox way, but I got the job done in the end, and I'm really, really pleased. So this has been a long video. If you made it to the end, well done. I hope you enjoyed the final reveal. And now I'm gonna switch focus for a couple of weeks and enjoy this wonderful weather and move on to tool shed work. So if you're somebody out there who's been waiting for me to get started on this tool shed, it's happening. The next video on Friday will be some tool shed foundation stuff, and I'm really, really excited to get going on this and to take advantage of this wonderful but bright weather in the process. So that's all from me. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, share it around, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.